All right, here we go. Welcome into Denim and Pearls. My name is Brian Swanson.
I'm Dr. Michelle Moroz.
Ooh, now I threw everything off by saying it backwards.
Yes, he did. We are Denim and Pearls. We are business casual
With pearls of wisdom.
from the porch.
Awesome. So today's topic, need a favor.
You got to sing it.
No.
I only talk to God when I need a favor.
It's a great song. It's a new song out by Jelly Roll. It's been around for a little while, but it's a great song, but it sets a really great precedence for what we're talking about today.
What are we talking about today?
We are talking about needing a favor and not either asking, not asking, or asking only when it's in dire straits.
Did you say axing?
Asking. I didn't say axing. That's a whole nother game.
Kind of violent. Don't axe for anything. Yeah. Unless you're chopping down a tree.
Unless we're talking about word pronunciations today and grammar. Oh, we're in trouble now. No, I'm in trouble. So,
do you ask for help? Or do you wait to the very last split second? The house is on fire, the dog is running away, your car is flipped over, whatever. And then you do, oh, wait, I need help.
Yes.
That's what we're talking about.
I am one who wants to solve everything on my own.
I'll do it all by myself.
And it's been like that forever. I can remember when I sat down with, and the thing of it is when I call in for a favor or call in for advice, I always come up with the most obscure things that nobody knows the answer to.
Wait a minute. Are you like on the $100 million pyramid and you have to call in?
Call in for a lifeline. Well, what I'm thinking is when I was in the military and I was in Minot, North Dakota, I can't remember which revision of AutoCAD it was. And of course,
it's irrelevant because they don't even use it anymore.
Oh, no, they still do.
Okay, go on.
Yeah, AutoCAD's still a big thing.
Okay, go on.
But I went through this thing and I'm trying to figure out how to do 3D, to draw in 3D. So I'm getting the basics down and I'm trying to do what they call rendering, which basically means that if it's a side, the computer would fill in those sides so that it looked like a solid object.
Okay, why are you going so deep into CAD? Okay, go on.
Well, no, I have to. Okay. So it's a simple part. It's a process that CAD has always had since its beginning. Well, I spent like 24 hours behind the computer trying to figure out why this thing would not render the way that it was supposed to render.
And there's someone who knows exactly how to do it with.
Well, you would think so. So I called the company. Because I'm like, okay, what am I missing? What is what? And I do this all the time with troubleshooting and especially in computers. I finally call the company and the guy goes, oh, that's a glitch in the system. You found a glitch in our programming. So that's been I won't call it a habit of mine, but it's always been something that I go deep. And if I can't figure it out, I will finally call and ask somebody. So when I'm usually to that point, especially in programming and different things like that, I usually get this answer of, oh, I haven't seen that before.
Well, see, and my mind goes to the woman's perspective. We used to do road trips a lot back before GPS, where we had maps, paper maps, where we'd fold them out and have them on the dashboard. Okay, we're going here. Okay, and I'd be watching as we're on the road. Okay, in 3 exits, we're gonna go here, take a right. And my husband he would say, I know where I'm going. I know where I'm going. And we'd end up in the middle of Timbuktu, and there's like a gas station with one pump, and somebody named Billy Joe Bob sitting behind the thing who says, just go back where, Willie Mae, the old cow used to sit in that corner. Go to that point and then take a left down that. And I'm like, my gosh, you didn't ask for help. And we're in the middle of nowhere.
Until we're stuck in the middle of nowhere.
And that's what I think of when I hear I only talk to God when I need a favor. People sometimes wait till it's too late. And so my thought was, my mind goes to, we were in the fields of someplace in Kansas at 3:00 in the morning. Everything's closed. and we had to just drive on fumes, hoping we'd find another gas
Oh,
station.
I have a long story about that, driving from one entry point in Canada to the other entry point in Canada, and nothing else in between.
So I only what do you, I need a favor. Is that sometimes in our business, in our life, we're so stuck on, I got it, I know it, by golly, I'm going to figure it out. And you waste so much time figuring it out when, hey,
Well,
I need help.
and I think this is kind of a burning answer, because you never ask a question unless you know the answer. So that's what I'm doing right now. Is it pride or ego
It's both.
that puts us in that?
Pride, because I should know better. Ego, I don't want anybody to know I don't know. You've got to let go of that ego and that pride, because everyone has something they don't know. There's a limit to what they don't know. No one is all encompassing unless someone's calling you Lord Savior. You are not all encompassing. You don't know everything. And so my thought process is, when I'm in a situation, yeah, Marcel,
It's not weak.
It's not weak. It's actually a strength to realize your limitations. And so that is what one of the things I do in coaching and speaking is know your strengths. Oh, you know what I'm about to say, right?
What?
Know your strengths, your weaknesses, your
Oh my
opportunities, your threats. Know your SWOT. Because my thing is, you need to know what you know, but there's more wisdom in knowing what you don't know.
But if you knew the answer, what would it be?
Then you do that.
God, I hate that question. We've talked about that before, that coaching question. So you don't know the answer. So if you knew the answer, what would it be? What?
I would be asking you.
I wouldn't be asking you.
My answer would be, I'm asking you. And I think about it like building my website when I first started in the speaking world. I mean, I got a Facebook page first, and then I got on like what is that?
Twitter?
No, it's
TikTok?
no, don't go social media. It was before social media was a big deal. And
MySpace?
No.
What?
It was a website builder. And it was supposedly so easy, and a lot of people still use it, and it's hooked up to GoDaddy. And so I built my own website, and I had no clue what I was doing, and I was hoping to plug and play it and just kind of do it. And I made something happen, and I was so proud of myself. But all the things I didn't do, because the old me was very stubborn and wanted to do it myself. I don't want to pay anybody. I'm going to do it myself. And so I did it, and it was a disaster. I didn't know how to crop pictures so they actually fit on the screen. So, and then as cell phones evolved, people are getting their cell phone, opening my website.
And I can't see nothing but your eyeball.
Yeah, all they get is this, because I didn't know how to shrink the images, and I didn't understand pixels. And so I ended up having to hire someone in order to make it. And my question for them wasn't, can you build my website? My question to them was, can you make my website fit on somebody's cell phone? That was my request. And so we were talking to someone last night. Can I drop his name? Tony Mazel.
Yeah, because he might be listening.
Yes.
He was supposed to be online.
We were talking to Tony, and I realized in my early days, I needed someone like Tony who could say, okay, what's your content? What do you do? Okay, let's repurpose it and let's make it do this. This is where your target audience is. And I didn't know that. I was just watching what everyone else did it too. And it wasn't where I was supposed to go.
Okay, well, let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Let's take the opposite side of that. What if you're not asking, and like last night, Tony wasn't really asking when we were having a discussion. He wasn't really asking for advice, but I volunteered advice.
Okay, so what's the alternative answer question?
I mean, is that a good thing or a bad thing? I mean, it depends. I think it depends on how the person receives it.
Well, the first thing, when you are not solicited for advice, you need to first say, I have some feedback for you. Would you like to hear it? Not, you need to do this, you need to do that, you need to do this. Oh, and by the way, it's just my opinion. No, you need to ask if they even want your opinion.
Well, yeah, I actually got a message this morning. He was up all night thinking about everything we said. So it's not just him. I mean, he's growing, he's learning. and we all do, but he's got specialties that we have no idea.
Not a
I mean,
clue.
I dabble in it because I've had to, but he's a pro in it. He's the
He
one who
dabbles
knows.
in it because he's stubborn
Well, stubborn is
and
part
wants
of
to
it.
know why it works.
Well, that
And
too.
the reason why he wants to know why it works, it's his personality type. And I told you he likes to rip apart cars and eventually put them back together again. He does
Yeah, but
that
with
with everything.
computers, I don't get my hands greasy.
But he does that with everything he does. He always wants to know the why, the why, the why. And so if you ever talk to Brian about anything, he's going to ask you the why behind whatever you're doing. And which is a good thing and obnoxious as all get out.
Yeah.
But we all need someone who asks those hard questions that we don't want to ask ourselves.
And I mean, I ask the questions too sometimes, and so
Yeah.
talk to people, and people will say, "Did you try this?" No. Didn't even think about that. Never went down that route.
But now you are.
But that's how we grow. Is we grow by asking, we grow by learning. And you may be, and I liken it to, let's take Tiger Woods. Let's take John Maxwell. They're all at the top of their profession. They're all amazing. They're all awesome. But do they have coaches?
Yep.
Yep. So when the coach needs a coach, why is that? Because they need a favor, as we are saying here.
They need someone to look from the outside.
Because we all get stuck in.
Well, and actually to side note it and kind of plug what I just did this morning, that's why I started that Live Unapologetic Tribe, is because I wanted a place where people can just say, I have a favor, I'm stuck, or I see something on your work that I can really help you with. You might want to look at this. And so I'm building this tribe, built this tribe so that people can do this kind of thing, this dialogue, because I have grown exponentially in the past 2-3 years because I have someone asking me why I do the things I do. Something that simple. It was working, but now it works better and it reaches the people that I really want to reach because someone was annoying and said, why are you even using that? Why do you have 15, CRMs and you're only using one of them? Why? And I went, I don't know. I just said yes earlier and forgot I had it. So you need someone in your world, and that's what the whole.
Well, I'm laughing because Marcel just says everyone needs to grow. Find someone to help you grow. 100% correct, but all I could think of was plants.
We are plants.
Somebody's got to water us.
And that's what groups, collaboration groups are about. That's what the Unapologetic Tribe is about. That is what mentors and coaches are. They are our gardeners for us. I tell my kids this, well, especially my eldest, she is like a gamer among all gamers. And if I could remember her name right now, Sushi. Anyways, if you know someone who's a gamer, they probably know her.
C15U.
Sushi.
Yeah,
it's
it
sushi.
spells out sushi.
But anyways, every once in a while I'll go downstairs and do, because she lives with us, and she'll be on her big console, and I do, "You're a plant." And she says, "Yes, I know." But my thing, and I've been saying it for 27 years. Today's her birthday. Happy birthday, Mia. 27 years I've been telling her, you're a plant. You need water, sunlight, and some good fertilizer to keep you growing. So you need to feed yourself. You need to feed yourself good stuff. You need to get watered, and you need sunlight. We are all plants. You can't just sit and expect to grow. You must find someone willing to water you, and you need to make sure you've got yourself in some good soil, unless you're an orchid and you're an air plant or something like that. But
or plastic. You're a Barbie.
Because like this one needs water. That's too much water.
There's one up there that I thought needed water too, but I found out I was watering a plastic plant.
Fake. This one's doing just fine behind me. So you're a plant. And think about that when you're looking at your business and your relationships. Have you watered? People say grass is always greener on the other side.
Mm-hmm. Until you get there.
And my answer to that is, then water your side. Stop looking at the other fence. Stop looking over the fence. Water yours.
That's one way to look at it.
Yeah. You need a favor?
I always need a favor. So let me go that route.
Okay.
I'm asking the tough questions today. So, need a favor. Okay, I can take advantage of that. But when does it become taking advantage of that?
When you never reciprocate.
Oh. So what does that mean?
Well, in a lot of the relationships that I
Because if I
have,
ask everybody to help me build my business,
well, and it's not, there's a point where it's not free anymore, okay?
I need an accountant. Can you do me a favor?
Yeah.
Because when I think favor, I think non-cost.
Yeah.
There might be some reciprocation, like you said.
A lot of
good word?
a lot of things in my world as a speaker, we do a lot of reciprocation. Hey, I'll speak on your stage. I'll bring a few of my people, but you give me that stage and the ability to be part of your community. I'll serve your community, you serve me by giving me access to that community, and vice versa. Are you gonna sneeze and cough? Do you need to go away?
I'm overexcited here.
But it's about giving and taking. You don't just take, because then that's no longer just a favor, that's abuse. Okay, you cannot abuse people in your world. You need to give back. So like,
So do you favor them as long as you can get away with it?
then you're a jerk. And you'll be, in my world, quickly disposed of out of my world.
Well, sometimes it sometimes takes a while to get to that point.
Depends on your tolerance level.
Yeah, and I think it really does. I mean, the first time, oh my gosh, it's been 2 times or whatever, and the first time it becomes a nuisance. But there's times when it can go. It depends on your personality, like you said, and it's one of those deals where it can take a long, long time because you're always looking for what you see as potential.
Well, my thing is, don't give something you aren't willing to never get back.
This is true.
It's just like money. You don't lend money unless you don't need it.
And we've talked about that in some of
Yes.
our older shows.
And so,
Don't lend money to your sister if you don't think you're ever going to get it back.
and
Or
don't do a
expect it back.
favor. Yeah, and don't give a favor doing, okay, now I can ask them for my favor. No, if you're going to give it, give it. When they give it back in some way, shape, or form, that's just good relationships. And when someone doesn't ever reciprocate, then you start worrying about it. I mean, one of my biggest clients I had earlier, it was I saved an event, and they paid me handsomely for it. And what I've done in that is, like, I serve their community. But then years later, I get called by one of them from the old board. They're not even part of that board anymore. The old board calls me and says, hey, I just met someone and they have this event and I think you'd be perfect for it. So not only did the organization pay it forward for me, that at the moment, someone from the board realized how much of a benefit I was for them and referred me to a much larger client than they were. And it set me on a whole nother trajectory. So yes, I did a favor for them. Yes, they paid me for it. And then they bonused it up and did another major favor.
Hey, Tony's here.
Hi,
He
Tony.
says law of reciprocity.
Yep. Reciprocity.
I didn't know there was a law.
It is.
That's a new one.
If you watch John Maxwell, he's got a lot of laws of things, and that's one of them.
I don't remember
Give
that
and
one.
take. And if someone's given and you don't, and you just keep taking, you never give back, you need to look at yourself.
But that's what's made some of the most successful people successful.
Like what?
Oh, they take and take and take and take and take.
And then what do you think about them?
Well, that's a whole nother thing, but that's how some people become successful, though.
Yeah,
and because they say they step on the little guy as they're climbing the ladder, or, I mean, yeah. But they've made. I mean, how do you look at it? Yeah, they became successful. They might have been jerks the entire time, and there's other words for that. But they might have been jerks the entire time, but they got to the top of the ladder.
Good for them, and they're hated for it. If you're fine with that, go for it. But stay out of my world. Stay out of our world. If you're that kind of person. You see, in old school, it was climb to the top and step on what you need to get to whatever you want. Forget everybody else. In the world we're in today, it's too small of a world. The internet has made our lives so open and so open book. You can't be that kind of person anymore and get away with it.
So I got it now. I can go on Facebook and I can ask for favors.
Go ahead. People are going to know you're a jerk for just randomly asking for favors.
I need a favor. I need a favor.
And usually what we do in my world, it's, you know, such and such is happening, and I could really, what can I do for you? I would really like to help you. What can I do for you? And then the other person says, I could really use this. So like right now I'm part of an event, and the lady asked me to, you know, do a couple of things in the event. And she said, I can't pay you what you're worth. What can I do for you? And I said, well, I want to be
I
part of
don't
this
think I've
event.
ever seen anybody ask that question.
Oh, I've asked. And I said, okay, I understand you can't pay for me as the entity, but you can, you know, get my plane, my hotel, all that kind of stuff. But here's what I can do for you on top of that. I will connect you to people who can support your event and elevate it. And she's like, wow, you're going to give me more? I just told you I couldn't even afford you. And I said, your event is so special. I will connect you to the people who will help it be bigger. And then one day you will be able to pay for me, afford me as the speaker, as the head speaker. You see? What can I do for you? What have you done for me lately? I didn't do it because I was expecting her to do it one day, but I see the bigger vision.
Right.
So I'm willing to wait and help her grow that so I can be part of that huge, amazing vision. It's a give and take, reciprocity, right, Tony?
We've learned something new today.
You've learned something new today.
No, I actually did not know there was a law. I didn't remember there was a law of reciprocity.
You use it.
I can't remember everything. Yeah. I mean, I'm perfect, but really? there's always a challenge to everything, though. That's what I find fun about life. Yeah. Because there's always positive, negative. There's always the yin and the yang. There's always the yin and the yang.
But
yeah, there's always a yeah, but.
He's notorious for saying yeah, but to me. But really, the whole thing about need a favor is understand what your limitations are. Understand you might be amazing at one thing and two things, three things, but that fourth thing that you need help.
Well, if you go into the direct sales, the MLM, some of those folks that are out there that listen to us, if you go into that, one of the things that they teach you is to ask for help.
Mm-hmm. Always.
I need some help. Can you help me? I just started a new business.
I need guidance.
I want you to look at my presentation and help me with that. Mm-hmm. And tell me what tell me what you see that's favorable in your opinion or whatever. I totally screwed up the script on that, but it's the same idea. You're asking a favor of friends and family just to get your business started.
Well, and I do this for students out from India. I was a adjunct professor at a university out there, and I told the students, when you get your LinkedIn profile up, message me. I will look at your profile and give you feedback. Right. Do I ever expect them to ever pay me back? No. I'm doing a favor for them because I want them to grow. I want them to be the best version of themselves. And one day, heaven knows, one of them might end up being something huge, CEO or the hiring agent for whatever. And they're going to say, that lady that I met when I was 17 helped me. I want to bring her.
I wish I could remember her name. Because I do that a lot. There's a lot of people that influence us throughout our lives. And I know I heard that from somebody specific. I can see them standing in front of me, but I cannot tell you who they are and what their name is, and I have no way of finding them.
Well, and something I've learned from
whether it's an old teacher or just a passerby.
One of the things I learned from Ken, Dr. Smiley Roshan, is when I meet someone and they say something significant that I do, ooh, that's good. When I put them in my phone, you know how they have the company name? There's notes on the bottom. I don't know if Androids do that, but I know on iPhones, there's notes on the bottom. In the notes, I will put the quote, or if it's a quote, I'll write quote, and then I'll write the quote. And then later on, if I'm looking at it, gosh, someone said a quote that I really love about, and I'll put in my phone, search quote in the contacts, quote, and it'll bring up everybody I gathered a quote from. Right. So it's a cheat sheet thing, but technology is amazing. Yes, it is.
We talked about a whole lot of other stuff, but that was
epic.
The other thing is too, like I was saying, when we talk about starting a business and that, there's a lot of people out there for some reason will not ask a friend. They feel that it's intrusive, or their family member. They feel that when they start a business, it's intrusive. Well, I look at it from the perspective, if I'm going to start a tow truck company, I'm going to tell anybody and everybody, hey, if your car breaks down, you need somebody, call me. Here's my number. So why wouldn't you do that in your other businesses?
Mhm.
So if you're going to start a business, and it doesn't matter which type it is, whether it is a direct sales or not a direct sale, whatever, is brick and mortar, you've got to start with your friends.
Oh, I forgot to share this.
What?
Hey, if you're watching, share this.
Oh, yeah.
I,
you threw me off topic there. You're right. Yeah.
I forgot to share. Share, like, subscribe.
Share, like, and subscribe. Denim and Pearls. You can find us on YouTube. You can find us on every social media out there. Rumble, even. A lot of people don't do Rumble or Truth. We do Rumble and Truth.
Oh man.
What?
It won't. Facebook is so complicated. Live now, live.
Are you sharing again?
It didn't share it.
Oh.
It didn't share the video. It shared going to be live. It's just a plug.
Yeah, they've done some weird things to it lately.
I don't like that.
It's because they want to force you into going live through their software.
Yeah, but then they don't show video and people don't see it because it's not a video. They just see a poster and they're like, oh, it's going to be next week.
But you can share it to story later too.
Well, I just shared it. So what was the topic again?
I don't know. Tony said something, shared something.
He said he shared.
Oh, okay.
And
hey,
Sally. And Sally says, happy Friday. I think
happy
she
Friday.
said it. I think she said it. Your chair's in the
My
way.
chair's in the way. Let's
so
see.
The camera's
Happy Friday
there, the
from
computer's
Sally.
over there, and we're way over here.
Tony says he shared.
Okay.
Law of reciprocity. Okay, we've been through all those.
Yes. So
anyway.
The thing is need help?
Ask.
The worst thing that's going to happen is you're going to have the same knowledge level you have now. The best thing that's going to happen is someone's got the answer.
I actually have a little bit. It's on the same topic, but when we were visiting Houston, and I was sitting down with my dad. He's got VA, okay, because he was military. He served he's a veteran during Vietnam, different things of that nature. And he gets certain benefits. Well, they keep telling him that he needs to go apply to get a higher rating. And it was interesting because he says, I really don't want to because I don't think that I deserve that. Deserve or earned. And when I was talking to him, I got to thinking, there's a lot of times back in the day, we did a lot of stuff because of pride. We did not ask for help. We did not ask for money because it was a prideful thing. And I looked at him and I says, today's day and age, if it's out there and available, go get it. And he says, well, I didn't do it. He hadn't signed up for VA for like 30 years prior because of an experience that he had. I said, well, look at it this way. If you up your rating, you get more money. It makes up for all that money you didn't get those other 30 years. I mean, it'll never financially, by the numbers, it'll never make up for it. But the whole thing was in this conversation is the fact of pride, that he thought he didn't deserve it. And I'm like, go get it. You did it. You earned it. They gave it to you. All you have to do is go out there and say, I want it.
And I'm thinking the other thing with small businesses, when you're struggling, there's in every town, every city, there is a small business organization. Their job is to help you start your business, the paperwork and all that. So if you're new, small business.
Yeah.
What is it called?
Small Business Development Center.
That's it.
SBDC. And it's in every state. It's a federal program.
Yeah. So
they've got a lot of times they have grants. So when it comes to money, sometimes you can apply for, or they have those sometimes, and you can actually get those if you qualify. They also have instructors, teachers who can help you walk through things. And most of the time, it doesn't cost much, if it costs at all.
I think it's free, actually.
Most of it is, but every once in a while, they'll bring in a speaker that you can sit down and listen to in a classroom type of setting. That it does cost a couple bucks. It's not like hundreds of dollars. It's like $20, and that pays for the snacks
you
in the
need
back
help,
of the room kind of thing.
Seek it. When you need help and you don't want to talk to a person, Google it. If you need help and you're needing to learn how to do something, look up on YouTube. More than likely, someone's doing it on a video.
Right.
And then
or ask a friend who knows the resources.
I was getting there.
Oh.
or hire a
I'm a
coach,
step ahead of you.
or hire a coach or a mentor. I mean, hire a coach or find a mentor. You don't normally pay mentors, but then that's the other part. You get a mentor and you never pay them, and then you're using them as a coach. That's not good.
Well, my words of advice on that, because we're at our 30 minutes, but my words of advice on that is to make sure that if you hire a coach or find a mentor, that they're a step or two above you so that you can grow. Because if they're at your same level, it doesn't work. All it is a friendship and coffee.
Or as John Maxwell says, the law of the lid.
I know that one.
The law of the lid is leaders follow leaders higher than their lid.
Mhm.
So if you are a 6, you need to find a leader who is far stronger, like a 10.
Mhm.
If you are a leader that's a 10, you need to find higher than that. So nothing, organizations, everything, nothing goes beyond the leader, which is why I say develop yourself. Find a group of people that you can grow with, positive people you can grow with, not a group of people who are just going to complain all the time about what they don't got. I don't got that.
I was like, wait, where'd you come up with that language?
Don't got. No, you
You're starting to sound like me now.
I know, I'm gonna have to get away from you. Find people who make you grow, help you grow. Find a watering hole. So with that,
I think we're not.
I
think we had some good stuff in this one. So since it was so good, make sure you like and share.
And I can't read Sally's bottom comment. Anyone got something?
Salmon.
Oh,
I guess it's time for lunch.
we'll be right over. Okay. Take care, everybody. Go be the best version of you. Be unapologetically you. But get the ego out of the way. If you need help, ask.
Mm-hmm.
With that, my name is Dr. Michelle Moroz.
And I'm Dr. Brian Swanson.
No, he's not.
Oh, I just thought it would make it sound better.
We are Denim and Pearls. We are business casual.
With pearls of wisdom.
From the porch. Take care, everybody. Peace.